Hi, good morning. It's me, Annalisa, with my spiritual friend. It's Sunday, the 22nd of March. I hope you're doing well. Um, I've got a couple people on the list. I don't know if Misty wanted to use hers if she shows up. Who's this that I have here? Shaheen, if I'm not mistaken. So, what's new in the world? I don't know. Still the same old bullshit. Just a different day. Uh, I guess there's some drones flying around some Air Force base. I still think it's our people and not some foreign agent, because how stupid would we be to allow that? Okay. All right. I've got Shy and Catherine. I do have to get out of here. I can't stay too long, for hours and hours. Time to dye my hair. For hours and hours, because I have they changed the rink time, so ice skating lessons are a little bit earlier today. So hopefully you guys show up. Fun things I've been manifesting, just little things around my life, because we all tend to focus on the big stuff like money, love, health, career. And I started looking at sorry, the camera is so much better on this computer. I started looking at just the little day-to-day frustrations that I have, and some of those are like getting my kids to do their homework and clean their rooms. So I started using thought transference and looking at pictures to get them to clean their rooms, and it works. It's weird talking to myself. I work better with people. Um, so what I do for that technique, so if anybody's watching this back, what I do for that technique, because I know some of you listen to this, and I've been pushing in my community. Hi, Kay. Are you you have two questions, that's right? Oh, oh no, somebody else. Catherine has it. Catherine, is that you that has two questions? That you paid for? Same, Catherine, or no? Good morning. Hello. Okay. Okay, sounds good. I guess she goes by Shy for one. And then your screen name is Catherine. I'll just put you down as Catherine if that's okay. So I was just saying how, and Katrina knows this, but like I've been really looking at manifesting from not only just like the big stuff, right? So just hang on, not just like career and love and all of that stuff, right? So that's like a big thing when people talk about manifesting. What are they like? Health, career, finances, love. So kind of four categories. Four categories, same thing when people come for readings. All right, Katrina, I got yours, and then I got, hang on, and KTube, KU2. So I'll put that. It's a lot of K's today. Okay, so I've been looking at like just even like the little things that create stress and frustration in my day to day, and those are usually around my kids and homework and tidying their rooms and and so and also like with my so the first time I did it with my middle daughter, I just said like you love cleaning your room. I looked at a picture of her, so I pulled up a picture on my phone and I just looked at it as if I was like directing her to do something. I was like, you love cleaning your room. It's really easy. It's so much nicer when your room is clean. You have less anxiety. It's just easier to move around your room energetically. It feels better. Because truthfully, that is the case. When things are clean, it just feels energetically better. I'm not judging anybody on not having a tidy house, because I myself do not have a tidy house. It is cluttered. I mean, there's just kid stuff everywhere and like whatever. I still need to put stuff away. But anyway, so I looked at her picture and did that. And so the first time she came out and she was like, hey, can I have I was sitting at the table. She came out and she was like, can I have a garbage bag and I was like, yeah, sure. Go grab a garbage bag. And then the second time I did it, I was like, oh, you really like donating things. She has a really hard time. And I think it's part of her ADHD of just like donating. She feels like she's hurting the things feeling I mean, that's a kind of a neurodivergent thing to like see inanimate objects as having feelings. Like, I don't want to hurt its feelings and leave it out. So it's okay, sounds good, Cindy. So anyway, so I just said like, oh, and I added that one in because I thought I want to know if this is new and not like ending from the coattails of the other one, right? So then she came out that afternoon and she was like, because she kind of will disappear into her room and she's, it's not like I'm like, what's she up to? Because like a toddler where you're like, oh God, what are they getting into? She just goes in her room, hangs out sometimes. Normal. And she came out and she was like, can I get a bag for donations? And I was like, And she knows I manifest her to do these things because she actually said, will you keep doing it? So then she came out later and she's like, Mom, I sat there and I was like, I wonder if Mom manifested this for me because I really don't like cleaning my room. So I'm telling you, this stuff works. When you're so one thing I'd like to do is manifesting this way is because I see that it works, right? So then I know that when I'm doing it for other things, that stuff is happening behind the scenes and I don't worry about it. And also when you're manifesting somebody to do something, it feels natural to them. And she says, like, I just felt motivated to do it. But then I wondered, I did it for a friend's kid actually too, because she was frustrated with, he was really being defiant and over very like reasonable requests they were having, like not to walk home from like, it was kind of a place where you'd have to walk on some busy roads to get home. And, just, very reasonable requests. They were not being crazy, controlling, whatever. And that's why I was like, hey, you should try this. And she's like, well, I mean, I believe in that stuff. So I was like, just try this. And so the next day I asked her, I was like, how did it go? Because it was like, they wanted him to like have them drive him to school in the morning instead of riding the bus. And that was sort of a consequence of his actions because he really likes riding the bus. So, she's like, actually, it was really peaceful. And then I wrote, the next thing I wrote was, I visualized talking to him and saying like, you're going to be respectful of these boundaries. They're totally reasonable boundaries and you'll find your autonomy some other way. Because I do think, kids need to grow and learn to have, and like are allowed to have autonomy and that safety of it. But it's like, these are all reasonable requests. These are respectful boundaries. Like, and then I said, I visualized her and I was like, you're going to try this and see that it works. So she's like, oh, it was actually a peaceful morning when I told her that. And then the other day I saw her again and I was like, she's like, I'm going to keep talking to the picture. She's like, I honestly have to be honest. I didn't. I was like, oh, well, good thing I did it for you. So like, okay, I'll check the payments because I see more of you have purchased. Hi, Melissa. How are you? So what I'm telling you is this stuff works. And why I think I talk a lot about manifesting, because manifesting is your communication out to the universe. Intuition is your receptive communication from the universe. And self-concept is like, how healthy is that communication? That's why I talk about all of those things. They all go together. Okay, I've got Katrina. Did I put you on the list? And then I've got Cindy on the list too for 2. So I'll update that really quick. So I'm on my new computer finally. I hope the sound is good. The picture is like, the camera is so much better. It's crazy. Have I used it yet? I don't know if I've used it yet for the camera. I must have. I had a Zoom meeting this week. Sure. It's just very crispy. So how is it there? What time of the day is it there in New Zealand? You're a day ahead, yeah? Okay, so if Shy is here, if you want me to answer your question. Misty, are you here? Oh, wait. Okay, sorry, there's so many Ks. I almost thought. So I don't know, give it a try. you have nothing to lose. If it doesn't work, you have nothing to lose because you're not doing anything weird out in like the 3D, as they say, or like, in this solid experience. Oh my, why are you up so early? Oh, Misty, did you want to do those as email readings, or did you want to do it as you let me know? Or you could split it and do like a question here and then an email reading, or 2 questions here and whatever you want to do. Just let me know. If Shy isn't here, let's go you'll do them now? Okay. Catherine, why don't you ask your questions? Because I don't know if we'll see. Anyways, so all of that stuff works. You should try it. It's been profound. And even I find myself when my daughter walks away and she'll be like grumbling or something. And I was like, I'll just manifest different. Like, I think what it does is it's that idea in Buddhism where they say you create peace within and then everything falls into place without, like, you don't try and make everything out here peaceful. Like, you don't try and force everything out here. I now realize when that was, it's like, it's about what happens here creates this out here. And so, good morning, Nori. And so I realized that everything they're doing, I'm like, oh, I'll just like change the way this is. And it's not about manipulating the person, right? If there's infinite experiences for you and infinite for me, we get to choose the timelines we're moving to. And those sometimes overlap. Oftentimes. Oh, I'm so sorry. Melissa, these are paid readings, and I would be happy to try and connect with him. It's $12. 30% goes to the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. I don't do free readings. Oh, you're Shy. Oh, okay, great. What's your question, Shy? If you ever don't want me to use your name on here, just put your screen name or your handle, and I will put that into the things because I don't really. Sure. Give me a second. There you go. And I will pick that. No problem. Any messages from my spirit guides regarding work and going back to school? Sorry. I hate when this happens. Do you have something going on I almost felt like a squeezing sensation initially, like it was from my throat chakra, but I felt like a little like nauseous squeezing and then just like a little bit of as you saw, coughing. Are you getting over something that would cause that? Because otherwise I'm leaning straight into having a blocked throat chakra, which is your expressive communication. You're a great listener and you're great at honoring other people's needs. I just need to try to slide down. Sorry. You're great at honoring other people's needs, but you're not so great at expressing your needs, wants, and desires. You're definitely not great at no. And no judgment at all whatsoever. That is hard for a lot of women, to be honest with you. We are taught, to sort of pacify others, like you have to have a little smile when you say no so that people feel okay about it. You're not threatening them. Like when you describe men and they say no, and if they're just kind of like short about it and walk away or whatever, you don't think like, oh, he's a total dick for that. Like, but if a woman does it, she's like, what a fucking bitch. What's wrong with her? Like, it's totally different. Women are raised very differently. I just feel like that's blocked for you. Does that resonate when I say that? I will move on to other things, but this is the way the energy is coming through. So I like have to give it as I'm getting it, and it shifts me into the question you're asking. Yes. Okay. They want to talk about this, so then we'll talk about the other thing in a minute. Okay. It's just when they come through with this, it's like they are feeling like this is actually more pressing and more important for you than the other stuff. My sense is when that happens, it's because this leads into allowing you the change and the growth that you want in your career, in your education. But that you have to learn this in order to get that. Setting boundaries is not mean. It's not for the other person, and it's not controlling the other person. Setting boundaries mean I'm going to take inventory of my feelings around situations and how do I feel about them? Like, and do I feel like I'm abandoning myself by always saying yes to somebody else? Do I feel resentful when I say yes to people for helping them? Am I giving up something that's important to me, even if it seems not as important, right? So like if you decided like, I've been so burnt out lately, I'm going to spend Friday night on my couch in my comfies, reading a book or watching a movie or whatever, and like zoning out. But then your friend is like, I have to move, like, and the movers dropped out or whatever happened, or somebody was supposed to help me and they can't, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, you say yes, but you regret it because really you've been working so hard and you're tired and you really, really desperately needed that time for yourself, but you've now said yes and abandoned yourself. It's that kind of stuff. They're sort of saying like, you're important, you matter, and your time matters, even if it doesn't seem like it's an important thing you're doing. Whatever you've decided for that, it is important. I use the example of purple shoes a lot, and I used this for a client this week where I was like, your boundary could be like, I don't let people with purple shoes in my house. Like it's totally fine if you wear purple shoes. I'm not judging you for purple shoes. I just can't have purple shoes in my house. And the person's at your door with purple shoes on, they're like, but everybody down the street said I can have purple shoes in their house. What's wrong with you? Like, because you know that when you start to set boundaries, there's somebody who's like, well, other people, like they do the triangulation thing. Well, other people are fine with this. Why are you okay with it? It doesn't fucking matter what other people are fine with, right? Some people are totally fine with snorting coke on a daily basis. It doesn't work for me, right? Like that's not a thing for me. I'm not going to judge you for it. You do your own thing, but it's like not in my part of my experience. So my point is like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else. It doesn't have to, like everybody else can be okay with it, but you are allowed to have that boundary. And you can say like, well, I'll spend time with you outside of my house then, but I really can't have purple shoes in my house. I picked that one because it seems absurd, but the thing is like, it doesn't matter if your boundary seems absurd to everybody else. You're entitled to it. I talked about it with a friend this weekend who's having a really hard time with her kid. And I was like, and he's having a hard time because she's starting to set boundaries and hold them. And I said, well, you just have that conversation where you're like, I get that it's uncomfortable when things start changing, but these are my boundaries. And I've allowed them to be crossed for far too long. It's not okay. It's making me unhappy. It's messing up our relationship. And I need to do this. So like, they're wanting you to really get comfortable with it and know that it's really uncomfortable when you first start setting boundaries. You're going to feel mean. You're going to feel like you're doing something wrong. It's okay. That's all part of the process of getting comfortable with having your own boundaries. And like part of your self-concept work. Part of your self-concept work is like, I am deserving and worthy of these things. I don't ever abandon myself, like that kind of stuff. Okay, now we'll move on to a career. Sorry. They have a mind of their own. I just follow it. I just want to look back at your question. So as far as going back to school, I feel like you're sort of kicking around the process, but you haven't really started moving in it. Like, so I feel like within a couple of weeks, you'll start actually sitting down and doing the research. What do I need to go back to school? What are the requirements? Who offers the programs I want? What's the best place to go? Financially, how can I swing this? I do feel it's going to be like a hybrid experience for you. So some online, some in person. I'm not saying this is what you're going into, but it reminds me of like where you can go like get your like RN to like if you had an associate's degree, you can get your RN to bachelor's or your RN to master's, and a lot of the coursework is online, and then you have clinicals and things that you have to do. Um, I'm trying to figure out if I'm understanding what they're saying correctly. So I'm hearing a few years till it's done. So I don't know if it's a few years till you're done with school or a few years until you actually apply. Hi, Jolly James. Raphael, I got your payment. Is that right? Hang on, let me look at this. Okay, a few years to finish. Okay. So they're making me feel like it's almost a little bit of a surprise. Not a surprise because you've like obviously applied or whatever, but a surprise in the sense that like where you end up going was not like maybe like where you're thinking about right now, it's not on that list yet. Give me a sec because it knocked me out. So I just want to make sure. Okay. So my feeling is that I don't know what you want to know about like the process of going to school. Raphael, did you pay for 2 or 1? Because I just got another notification and I didn't know if. Oh wait, I gotta put Misty in here. So my feeling is I was like, okay, you put in for 2. I don't feel like it's a focus more on one or the other. I feel like you do both. You'll find a balance in it. I feel like what happens is when you maybe this is what it is with a couple weeks is that like that's sort of like I like work, but I want more than what I'm doing right now. And so that's where I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna like kind of lock in and focus on schooling. But I don't think you'll do school separate. I feel like it's together. Hi, Ascending Universal Butterfly. Welcome. I feel like it's a together thing, not separate. A little warm in here. You're welcome. And good luck with setting boundaries. It's hard. It's not an easy process, but once you get to the other side of it and you feel entitled to them, like you understand that you're entitled to them. It's nicer. Okay, yeah, you can have a free Oracle card reading, but I'm going to answer the paid questions really first. So if you want to go away and come back, that's fine. I have to be off of here by 12:15, 12:30 today. So I'm going to try and quit being chatty and just push through all the questions. Okay. Raphael, you are in line. I will get to you, I promise. Okay. So Catherine, what are your questions? Like I said, I'm going to try and move faster today just because they changed the rink hours. And so my daughter has a lesson at 1:00. And it takes us time to get over there and get our skates on and stuff. So I can't be on too long today. You're welcome, Ascending Universal Butterfly. Hi, Gabby. How are you? So, Catherine and Kay YouTube, if you'll just both write your questions so then I can kind of move through them a little faster, that would be really wonderful. I'm really getting into poetry now. A lot of classes and seeing a line. Wait. A lot of classes and seeing a line, though, from child through. Okay. I'm not wondering if it would be Cola State. All 27 with a TA ship and anything around this. I feel like your poetry leads to it, but it's not where you stop with writing, because I also feel short stories. Like I see something longer with paragraphs. Like I see poetry in shorter forms. What are these? Short stanzas. And then I see a little bit longer form writing, but it feels like short stories or short little I actually feel like you're doing I don't know, having some of your short stories published in online magazines, or I don't know what they call them, forums. Before you actually start in 2027. So you're going to use that. Hang on. It's a very exclusive program, and it took my friends years of reapplying to get in. I don't necessarily feel that'll be your case. Not to say that your friends aren't good writers. I just feel like you don't give yourself enough credence about the quality of work that you put out there. You don't believe in yourself enough. You have a little bit of imposter syndrome. It feels like well, I'm going to always start with the self-concept work. I'm going to always start with the manifesting stuff. I believe that's the direction you're heading. I believe that fall of 2027 is totally a great timeline. Okay. The best I can liken this to is it's like deciding at 18 what you're going to do for the rest of your life. It's very rare that most of us are able to to do that. When someone can, I find it absolutely amazing that they know themselves that well. Or that they love something that much, right? Because there's people, I mean, I've heard stories of doctors even who's like, you're starting and you really have to decide that pretty early, because just the process of the education is so long to become a doctor, especially somebody who specializes. Like, I mean, you look at like dermatology, they have a very, very long not residency. What's after residency? Where they become a fellow. Like a fellowship is very, very long for dermatology. It's like 5 years. That's the longest. Most of them are 3 to 4, but dermatology is 5, and other specialties are 5. But they're starting that process at like 18, and they're not. There are many doctors who regret things. Like they wish it's just because it's the way medicine is set up now is not great. So this is what they're showing me is just start writing. So, and just decide. Circumstances don't matter. I don't care what my friends had to do to just set the mindset work around it. I know that sounds like can't be that easy. It is that easy. Manifesting is that easy. I'm just reading the energy of where it's at, and they're like, it's possible for her to do this. Like, if I'm seeing it as a possibility, it's possible. I have given readings on here where I'm like, yeah, no, that's not happening. but it's possible for you to do that. So you'll get in, you'll be fine. But it also feels like the idea too is just start writing, and your intuition will bring you to where you need to be. Because I don't feel like, feel like it's like there's poetry and other short stories. And your childhood does help you open up that, but it's not where you land, right? You're not just going to be writing about your childhood. It's going to inspire you to write other things. And quiet observation as well. So observation of interactions, of just the natural process of life, I feel like really inspires you. It'd be better to work for my disabled dad this summer, or to have work summer camp or something. I actually feel like working for your dad is where you're going to end up landing. There's something about doing summer camp where it would be fun and you would enjoy it, but it feels like it runs into being interfering with something else you want to do. And I don't like, it doesn't allow, I don't know what the other thing is. It might make sense later, but it just feels like there's a time interference where it's not conducive to what another thing you had. So it's like, feel like you like working for your dad, and then it also allows you a little bit more time flexibility. Probably, maybe it's even for writing or doing some workshops that you want to do. You may even do like a week-long retreat, writing retreat. Oh, you saw yourself as a poet in childhood. Okay. So that's part of manifesting, right? So just start writing them. But I feel like they parlay into something else. I don't feel like that's where you kind of end up staying. And I think, did you have you had another question. What was your other question? And then I'll work on KU2 while I'm waiting for you to type yours, unless you're fast. I've been talking to my grandfather, Charlie, lately since I'm going through some struggles, and I'm curious on what he has to say to me. He came to me in a vision the other night when I was dreaming. So initially I felt almost like a pneumonia in my lungs, like, or lung issues where I can't breathe. I actually feel like my right lung is having a harder time than my left. Sounds weird. But then when I asked, I almost felt like he had right-sided heart failure. Does that resonate when I say that to you? It really sucks when they come through that way, because I like to feel like I can breathe. Your first question is above. Did I miss it? Oh, I'm talking to you. Sorry. Maybe you don't know how he passed. Charlie, this is not helpful. Did he also have like kind of a, you know, that voice sound where it sounds like you have to clear your throat? Because that's a feeling I get, is like around when I hear his voice, it feels like it's just like a little gravelly or a little. I don't think you're going to like this question or this answer. Okay, what I want you to do is find out how he passed, so that will help validate that I'm who I'm connecting with. It will help you feel a little bit better about the response I'm going to give, because it's a little bit more general. That's why I like to do the evidential stuff that connects you to your loved ones. it's why I try not to go too many generations back, or it's why I won't tell you who your guide is before you've met them, because I don't want you to feel like I'm leading you to water. I want you to feel like you're watching it. But what he said is like, sort of like, you need to start having more faith in yourself. He's like, she knows what she got from me. And trusting yourself more, because you don't trust yourself enough. He is apologizing, actually, for part of this, because I feel like he wasn't a great grandfather when he was here. There's a feeling of like maybe him feeling like he couldn't be the grandfather he wanted to. Is this your mom's dad? Because there's a feeling of was a falling out or something with your mom. And it's a feeling like maybe I wasn't a safe person, or like your mom made some decisions because she didn't feel like he was a safe person. Does any of this resonate? Okay, so maybe that's maybe not safe. I don't know what that means. Like, so some people when they, okay, because I was gonna say, some people when they get really, she said he was scared of his anger, just in case you're watching this back and you're not like looking at the context of it. Some people when they get dementia, they get really mean. I had a guy, I worked in college. I only worked here for 3 weeks because it was awful, but it was not because it was awful working with people with dementia, but because the management was not great. But this guy chased me around. He was like, I'm going to break your arm. And it's like, a lot of dementia places are set up in a circle, so they don't get like stuck in a corner. I don't know how to explain it. That's what it is. And he was like literally chasing me, and he was very strong. And I would like locked myself in a room. I was like, he's like, I'm going to break your arm off. And I don't even know what set him off. I didn't do anything. It was just him having dementia. Maria, that part of the reading is not free. So the free part is like an oracle card reading in a little bit. So if you want a reading, there's a pinned link for $12, and I donate 30% to the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. Yeah. So maybe he had aspiration pneumonia too. So it's like there was something there, and that could be with dementia that happened. So I would ask your mom if she knows how he passed. Because it's not typically like dementia that kills you. It's just like your body shutting down and other stuff, but like your body forgets how to do things, essentially. So it's just that feeling. I don't know but it's like, I feel like he's saying you need to trust yourself more, and maybe the apology is I couldn't be the grandfather that you needed because, he had dementia. He's telling me he's happy he wasn't suffering. I will tell you my experience with people who have dementia. When they're out here, it's because they're out of body. They're doing astral traveling. My stepmother's mother, sorry, she had dementia. She passed after I stopped talking to them. And I saw her one day, like staring at my fridge. And I feel like it was sort of that trying to figure out, where am I at that I'm looking at this fridge? I know sometimes in my dreams when I've astral traveled, like I'm trying to figure out where I'm at because I'm in a different timeline. So it's like, I know it's my apartment, but it doesn't look anything like my apartment. And that I had those dreams before I came to New York. And I ended up, when I got into my apartment, I was like, oh, this was my apartment, but I didn't know about it yet because I hadn't been here. It was like a year ahead of time. So I feel like that's kind of the feeling around what he's talking about. I don't know if that validates anything you were dreaming about, but he is visiting you. It's a way for him to connect with you. And maybe some of the distance that had to be put when he had dementia was like your mom sort of not bringing you around him because of that. So I hope that was helpful. Catherine, what was your other question? Did you write that? Can you write your second question? Oh, wait, Catherine had one question. Did I get that wrong? No, I took down my list. Sorry, y'all. You donated for 2. Okay. I just want to double check. Not you, for Catherine, to make sure I'm not going to sit here. And there was one where I was like, sorry, this thing takes forever. There was one weekend where I was like asking for some person. I was like, I'd already read for them. I was just like, I kind of get in this ding dong mode. I don't know it's psychic amnesia essentially, that I just forget. Because I'm sort of in another space when I do readings, which is where you want me. You don't want me in my grounded human avatar. Okay. You had 2, Kayla had 2, but also Catherine had, and I didn't answer the second question for Catherine. So I want to make sure she asks that. So I will answer yours while I'm waiting for Catherine. Can you please write your second question? I've been thinking on joining the National Guard, but I'm not sure I'd pass qualifications. If my spirit doesn't see that as a fit for me, what career do they see me being successful with? Oh, that's interesting. I literally got the trades right away. Like, I feel like going into the trades and working for a union. I don't feel like you'll go into the Guard. I'm like, I don't know why this sounds weird, but I'm like, what is it called? Sorry, I'm like, welding. Sorry, I was like, what is this? Because I saw you like welding, like on a big steel beam. I don't know that you'll actually be up on a beam, but look into welding. Also, trades are going to be fantastic for people to get into. I remember coming back from Spain when I was in high school. I was a senior in high school. It was 1996. And I came back knowing that people, like, we were at that point really heavily pushing bachelors, everybody going to college, like, and I know, and getting a 4-year degree. And I remember coming back knowing that that was going to shift, that we were really going to start pushing the trades in the United States at a point, and having people get back into that is honestly a really smart thing to do. People in the trades it's short right now. Unions are, I don't know, they're taking care of people. I see you happy. Yeah, I actually see you being grateful for it. Raphael, I think that there's other stuff actually that will keep her. I actually feel like it's not because of physical fitness. I think there's other stuff that's gonna like not work for her. You'd feel stuck doing trades or stuck doing National Guard? So I'm going to say this. Funny how we both asked about the National Guard. Oh, I'm going to answer yours, Raphael. Don't worry. But you feel stuck doing welding? I don't feel like you will. Did the other psychic mention welding? I think that's crazy if they did. Here's my thing. First of all, oh, they did. Oh, how interesting is that? Okay, great. I don't feel that, but here's what I will also tell you. I 1,000%. Oh, okay. And you didn't ask me that. So, okay, see, I won't forget about you. I've got you on a list, Raphael. Okay. But I just go through who pays first. I feel like that's the easiest way to decide, because otherwise someone, if I don't do it in a very logical way, right, and be pragmatic about it, then what happens is people feel internally that the universe has decided they're not important and they've left behind. So I just do it in that very logical way to make everybody understand. So you're on a list. Look, I'll go up here and I'll highlight it so you see that you're on that list. I'll show you. I'm going to copy and paste it right now so you see I have you, dude. All right? I won't forget about you, promise. See, you're right there. Okay? So I actually feel like they're going to steer you away from National Guard. That's not where they see you doing your best. I want you to keep in mind, I'm just reading energy and where it goes. I feel like you will be very happy that this was a choice you made. I don't feel like it'll always be easy, but I feel like you'll be happy about it. I feel like it's not the only thing you'll do, that you'll take that trade and you'll find something else, another way to do something else. There's so many things you could do with welding, believe it or not. You can do underwater welding. Like there's like a lot of options. It's maybe some people see it as restrictive. Also remember, we're just filters when we read. So we're getting the information more, and they have to filter it through our own knowledge and our own experiences in order to get us stuff. So that other reader might have been limited in their knowledge of the trades. I'm kind of limited in it. My soon-to-be ex is in construction, so I recognize there's a lot of flexibility, more than people realize. You could end up being your own. It's like they're like, yeah, she'll end up being her own owner, but I still feel like, of a company. I still feel like there's something else you'll learn too along with it. So it's my guy who does his company is known as being like a sewer plumbing kind of sewer company, not plumbing, but just all the sewer stuff. He also has like kind of parlayed into doing construction and things like that because he knows other stuff and he hires other people to work for him. So you're not necessarily super stuck. Yeah, I feel like you'll end up owning your own business, and it'll sort of be under the guise of like, there's going to be more women moving into trades and doing trade work. So it might even be like an all female owned business, things like that, or all female line. Oh, it is getting close. Okay, no problem, Misty. That works. So, Raphael, people don't come here to ask me the logical stuff, right? So, like all the opportunities and options, I'm telling her energetically where I feel like she's moving. That's how this works. That's why she's asking me. She's been to me for a long time. It's like how it works. But it's true, when you do the guard, I've had clients who are in the guard and everything else. You have time to do other stuff and have another career. But I feel like she's not going to. Okay. Katrina. Oh, wait, Catherine, did you ask your question? If not, I can't keep asking for you, so I don't know what else to do. Katrina, what's your question? And Cindy, will you write your questions too, please? I may still stay till a little bit after 12, but not too much, maybe 12:15. I may have to, with the summer hour, or I might have to change and go back into the afternoon to do readings. I'm not sure. Or start earlier. I'm a morning person, and like I like the quiet and get up and do stuff. I like it quiet before everybody wakes up. But my brain starts working a little later. Like my share brain. My personal brain works well. But my peopling share brain works like, okay. General for Katrina. Okay. And then Cindy, if you'll write yours. Has your anxiety been pretty bad this week? I actually feel like I heard, okay, so I know you want another one now that after that other reading. I heard baby's on the way, so I don't know if you're in that 2-week wait. Um, I also feel like uh, that nervousness that you're going to have kind of in the beginning of pregnancy, where it's like, how do I want this new job? Like, how am I going to make it all work? And they're sort of saying it all falls into place beautifully. So I feel like you'll have new baby, new job, or new position, all kind of at the same time. It's getting better. Been practicing the manifestation practices. Yay! I'm telling you, they work. I want to hear about like your successes, so share those in the community, because I'm telling you they work. And the more people see they have this, that others are having successes, like some people go, well, it doesn't happen for me, it happens for others. Well, then that's what you manifest, right? But I feel like baby's on the way and jobs on the way, and like there's that fear of like, how am I going to make it all work? It literally feels like it just falls like a train track, like a railroad track, right? It just all kind of syncs up perfectly. um and I also feel like they're like saying like you're happy, you're not overwhelmed, you're doing really well. um I feel like your husband is there's a shift, and he's becoming more supportive and more emotionally available. And I also feel like what's interesting, I saw when the baby comes, it's like I feel like there's going to be a helper in house, so not daycare or sending your kids out. So I don't know if this means no, it's not a family member. I feel like maybe looking into an au pair or something like that. Oh, hang on. You were going to share a quick win, but it takes me a while to write things, so I might leave a voice note. Leave a voice note. That's why I've been doing it, because sometimes it's just easier to get my thoughts out through a voice note in that group. Um, because also, again, like, you know, saving my thumbs. I don't know what for, but I'm saving them. So my sense is that there might even be an au pair in the home. You're going to have help. You're not going to be all by yourself. Or maybe it's like a baby doula where they work with you for a couple of weeks. You were thinking about getting an au pair. Okay, perfect. But also consider starting pre-K for our 3-year-old. It might even be both. So it's like maybe the au pair is the one who's like doing the drop offs and pickups or something like that. But it's like I feel like you're not alone. You have somebody in the house to help you. Hmm. For sure when you have the baby. Also, baby's on the way. So remember that when I'm reading, I'm reflecting back the energy that's out there. And so if this is all sounds good and these are the things that you want to, I often say, like, I'm not giving you any surprises, right? It's very rare. I mean, sometimes I pick up stuff medically that people are like, oh, I didn't know I had low vitamin D, but like it all gets validated, right? So, but I'm not usually giving anything that's like surprise, right? It's usually pretty accurate to a reflection. Sending all these out into the universe. Perfect. So then like know that you're on the right path, right? That's your validation that you, and just keep going. Okay. Um, all right. Cindy, what are your questions? You're very welcome. I mean, honestly, when I go get readings from people, I'm looking to see if I'm on the right, like if I'm putting out there the right energy. That's it. Like, I'm not like looking for a big surprise. I used to, but when I started understanding that our beliefs create our reality, that like really the things that I put out there, the universe is listening. Um, a general for Cindy. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm getting them misty. That's what that is. I was like, what is going on? What's happening? It's so weird because sometimes I'll get notifications and others I won't on WhatsApp. Like the brownie troop, I never seem to get it for. Okay. Cindy wants a general. I know that you were interested, you were dating somebody before. I don't know if he knows this, but I feel like you haven't totally closed yourself to other possibilities, because I feel like there's two men. I'll call them A and B, because I don't necessarily need a name for them. A is like the old guy. He's not actually old, but like, I feel like you're more attracted physically and energetically to the new person coming in. But you're a little kind of like back and forth and turn on it, like, should I or shouldn't I? Because this other guy has stability and feels really solid and weighted and grounded. Okay, I definitely haven't, because I haven't been offered a commitment. Perfect. That's the feeling. It's like you're not exclusive yet. So it's like I'm open. There's this other guy that's coming in. If you haven't met him yet, he's coming in like quick. And he's like, he just feels really warm and energetically. I feel like you're more physically attracted to him. Energetically, it feels better. But there's still this like question. I don't need names. It's fine. I feel like you're going to throw caution to the wind and sort of lean into this other guy a little bit more, just because while grounded is nice, I feel like you have made choices in the past where you have chosen men that maybe you're less attracted to, feeling like there's some safety in it, and deciding that you don't want to limit yourself in life that way. Like maybe it's okay to, lean that other way. Julius is the new guy. Okay. All right, great. So I'm right on that. I feel like Julius is like, it feels like I feel more uncertain or nervous about it, because he's like traditionally handsome. I heard he's hot. But like, listen, if life teaches you one thing, throw caution to the wind a little bit. I'm not getting a you should pick. I feel like you're going to lean towards Julius, to be honest with you. I feel like you'll get bored with guy A. What's his name? Hakeem. Yeah. Look, have the life you want. Don't settle because you don't want to be alone, right? You know that. You're already there. Yeah. So lean towards Julius. Enjoy your time. And then you had another question? Oh, well then you're not on the same timeline. It's time to adios. Hasta luego, dude. You're not? Well, wait. Okay. Well, whoever this is that I see coming in, so maybe there's a third guy and it's not Julius, but whoever I see coming in, I feel somebody that you are very attracted to energetically and physically. because I feel like whoever it is, when they come in, I am attracted to them. There's no doubt about that. And I do feel like there's a lot, like, I heard somebody say, like, it was like on whatever, that women were saying that, they haven't seen a lot of attractive men. Um, I see a lot of attractive men and then they talk. And I'm like, oh no. Shh. But there are attractive men who are also energetically attractive. That's very rare. Those people make me a little nervous. They're not telling me if it's through the apps or not. And sometimes when they don't tell me, it's not because it's because of like there's something you need to learn or go through by doing the apps. It's just like stupid and sucks. So take a break from them if you're tired of them. But they're not saying like this is how it's going to be or this is where it's going to be. And I think some of that becomes like, I don't know. I don't know why they're not always specific. You'll have it. You'll have physical and energetic. If you were in my community, Cindy, I talk a lot about this and manifesting in there. And I'm like, I will help you do this for free. Like as a part, like, because it's not a part of my guarantee as a community, but I'm like, I think this is so fun and I want to teach everybody else how to do this. Um, you can have all of that. It's literally just literally your thoughts create your reality. Your beliefs create your reality, and just deciding something and sticking with it. Neville Goddard says what is it? You're most not abundant. Like the thoughts that you persist in are the thoughts that are created. So if you're like, if your thoughts are like, oh, I need this, well, then you don't have it. So it's like, I only attract men that I'm physically and energetically attracted to. Like those are the only men that show up in my life. And see, like I even notice when I talk, like when I get to listen to people, if they'll just like ramble a little bit, I'm like, oh, that's where your blocks are at. It's so easy to see them, but sometimes it's harder for us to see our own. And so like when I saw that, I was like, oh, I rarely see any men that are physically attractive and energetically attractive. Well, then that's what I do. That's what happens. That's what manifests. I get nervous around them. That's what happens. That's what manifests. Like if you just stop and listen to yourself, you'll hear all of your blocks. It's whether or not you choose to acknowledge them and like shift them. And sometimes it's a matter of easy, just like repetition to get that muscle memory, right? Okay. Misty, I'm going to answer yours. You said to answer them there. Raphael, what were your two questions again? Just so I don't have to scroll all the way up unless you really, really want me to. Oh, should I take the job in Santa Barbara or stay in Vegas and go to electrician school? You call it cognitive restructuring and therapy. I mean, I saw something yesterday that said, and I need to see if it's actual truth. This guy has like, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of followers, but he said something about they show that people with DID, dissociative identity disorder, which is multiple personalities, that some personalities will have physical ailments and others won't, like cancer, like big physical ailments, and other personalities, they don't show that to be positive when it happens, which are like, how can my mind wrap that around that? But then it leans into that idea of like our thoughts create our reality. So if one or in our identities, right? So like if you don't identify as that, then it's not there. And some people are like, you can't, but I don't know. So he said this. I didn't ever look it up to validate if that was true or not, but it gives more credence to the idea of like lean into these things, right? No. Oh, ask a second question. That's fine. No, I think what you asked for a general. Oh, yes, I guess that was a clarification. Yes, ask your second, please. I had a wisdom about the new home, but the new home. Sorry, you asked that and I didn't answer it. Sorry. I feel like, yes, I'm leaning more towards October, and I feel like the paperwork takes a little bit longer than you like. Like it might make you a little nervous. Don't be nervous about it. It all goes through. I just feel like there's like time delays with the paperwork. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I won't answer it as should, because I'll never tell you what you should do, and source will never tell you what you should do because there's no thing to that. So I'm going to ask it a little differently. I'm going to ask which would be better for you. Where would you be happier? I'm leaning towards staying in Vegas. And I say that because when I said, where will you be happier? I heard Vegas. I feel like Santa Barbara feels a little lonely for you. Just feeling a little bit like it's harder to meet people. It's harder to connect with people that you have things in common with. It feels like when I go there, if I go to Santa Barbara, I just feel like all I'm doing is working. It's a lot of work. And there's not a lot of joy there. Does that resonate when I say that to you? Like for what you know of your job? Because I went back up and scrolled up to find what you originally wrote because it was a little more thorough. And then you asked about if there was a chance for you and Brenda to get back together. Valerie, these are paid readings, so it's $12 if you're asking something like that. That's $12, and I donate 30% to the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. If you want to hang out for a couple minutes, I will do a few free Oracle card readings. So, Raphael, does that make sense? What's no? Does that make sense that if I said it would feel like you'd be happier in Vegas and staying there? I also feel like long-term electrician, like when I look at what it was, because I remember it was go to Santa Barbara or stay in Vegas is sort of the way I looked at it. Again, long-term electrician's going to exponentially do better for you than whatever the job is in Santa Barbara. Like exponentially, you're going to financially do much better. So you can do whatever you want. If I were you and I was looking at something and that was my options, I know you don't mind working, but I'm looking at satisfaction, happiness, and joy. And I will tell you that's the way I look at stuff or I ask questions. I also feel like financially you'll do much better going to electrician school. That was another way I looked at it. My first job ever was in a nursing home at 15. And I talked to a lot of people because I was always trying to figure out like the secret to life and like happiness. And then I've done a lot of readings for people and like talk with spirits that have crossed over. And no one has ever looked back and thought, I wish I fucking worked more. I had, like lots of people don't mind working. There's no, whatever. But I never, ever, ever talked to anybody that said they wished they worked more. They wish they prioritized happiness and joy more. So, right. And I think that's fabulous, but your family is in Vegas. So that makes sense. Like, I just feel like you'll be happier in Vegas. Like genuinely, that's what I was shown. That's like where I was led. So, and I didn't know any of that stuff. So you can choose whatever you want. But based on the question of, will I be happier and more financially secure? Where will I be more financially secure? I asked it both ways. Vegas gets both of those. That's great. I wouldn't take a federal job at this point if I were you. would not. And that's just my logic looking at the government and the way everything is right now. You couldn't pay me enough. I would stay in Vegas. Long term, that's going to be your best bet. I genuinely feel like if you went to Santa Barbara long term, you would have regretted it and wished you stayed in Vegas. Okay, I got to move on because we got to keep this moving today. Misty's, I'm going to answer. Okay, does anybody want to do a quick oracle card reading? Because I can do those. I've got a few minutes. The only reason I have to pad so much time to get ready to go anywhere is I have kids and it takes forever to get us out the door. Nursing home in Wisconsin. That was my first job ever. How'd you pick Wisconsin? Okay. Gift needs to be shared with far more people being interviewed, and other channels would really help. It would. I just don't know how to make that happen. So it'll all work out. I'm doing my affirmations and my manifestations and all of that. But I also trust that like time makes it happen when it needs to. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten like people. I have been told when I was right before I turned 40, my friend who is now passed over, he was like, he was a reader too. And he was like, man, 60 is going to be great for you. And I was like, great. Like, how about between now and then? Like, that'd be like, you know? So at 60, apparently I'm going to be doing really, really well, but I know that it builds to get there. And there are reasons why I know that I didn't blow up at any point since, I haven't yet. And I think probably I'm needed a little bit more in my house and more time for my kids right now. But I appreciate that because that's right. Sorry. Thanks, Raphael. Okay. I don't feel like you will with your mindset and energy the way it is right now. Doesn't mean you can't change that. So I always specify that because I really, again, I believe in mindset. I believe our beliefs create our reality. So I'm encouraging you to do things like, I am worthy and deserving of love. I allow myself to receive love. I'm worthy and deserving of having healthy communication and emotional regulation. I would not be surprised if you have ADHD and rejection sensitivity dysphoria, where you just feel feelings really big. And I feel like she has some abandonment wounds. And so there really needs to be some mindset shift around, like, I create safe spaces. She feels really safe with me. She feels comfortable with me, like those kind of things. That opens the doorway. But right now, if you stay in the mindset you're in, it'll never happen. It feels like there's a lot of push and pull when you were together. There's a lot of push and pull, and it was a lot of like, it was tough. So I still feel like she's very physically attracted to you, but I feel like there's also, she kind of keeps people out, just her own abandonment stuff. I don't know if any of that resonates, but that's what I feel. Thank you, Ascending Universal Butterfly. I'm glad you're here. Do you want an oracle card reading? I'll do a few. I'll try to get to everybody. So I've got Spirit Animal, Green Witch, Dragon Path. Here, I'll show them to you so you can see. Spirit Animal, Green Witch, Dragon Path, Magic and Mediums, Voice of the Souls, Past Life, Wisdom of the Oracle, Crystal Wisdom, Women in Myth, Enchanted Map. You don't have to tell me you want one, just tell me what deck you want. behind my left shoulder. Hold on. This one, that's amethyst. This is something 23. I'll have to look it up. I can't remember, but it's a type of amethyst. Some people say it's Canadian amethyst, but there's a 23 with it. So if you look that up, amethyst 23. I don't know what this one is. Does it say? Rubellite tourmaline. This is a fluorite. And let's see. Inner Child, if you really want. And Woodland Wanderers, Woodland Wardens, and Moonology. Hi, Violets. How are you? Oh, no, don't make me decide. I won't decide for you. You have to decide for yourself. What do you get pulled to? Don't make me use any more of my intuition than I have to. That's why it's free. Purple Diamond. What is that? I don't know what one those are. Okay, pick your decks. So share me with others. Maybe people will invite me to interview me. I like the Woodland Wardens deck. It's really cute. Okay, so Violets wants Woodland Wardens. Let me see if my iPad has charged more. You mean the rock? It's amethyst. That's okay. Oh, Ascended wants Dragon Path. Thank you. Thank you. Is it Karma? Oh, it's Karma with an 8. I don't. Okay, so hang on. I've got Violets. Oh, Sherry. Okay. Oh. You wanted yours email, right? Because you paid for an email reading. So just wanted to double check that. Violets. So Ascending Universal Butterfly, what did you took Dragon Path. You think the stream is lagging? It could be, or you need to pull it over. Like if you started late, you have to drag the little bar on the bottom over. Okay, no problem. I'll do that, Sherry. Do you want me to read an Oracle deck? They're free. It doesn't take me too long. All right, so we'll start. I've got 2 people who are on the list. Okay, Violets. You have Woodland Wardens. What does she need for this week? Y'all fell. Hold on. Now my rock fell. Falling apart. Just kidding. Okay. Oh, your dominant thought, whatever dominant thought persists is what. So like, you don't have to worry about if you're doing manifesting and you're having thoughts and you're like, oh no, like this is the old person that's showing up. It's like, no, you can just stop and be like, no, the truth is that was the old person. They're not showing up anymore. The truth is this is who's showing up now. That's how they're showing up. Because I find myself where I'm working on shifting how somebody shows up. And the old dominant thought will pop up, and instead of like spiraling, be like, oh, see, it's never going to work. It's like, oh no, that's okay. Because if you just remember, your dominant thoughts are what manifest. A thought here or there that's not in your favor is okay. Okay, I'll get you with the dragon path. Don't worry. Do I do dream interpretations? I can. Throw it on here. You know how there's something came out that said basically our dreams are just us traveling to other universes. So then I think about like there's one I have where Lenny Kravitz was a competitive baker. He's still dressed like Lenny. He was still Lenny size, but he was just a competitive baker. And I thought I was like, oh, in some universe, I wonder if he likes baking or enjoys it in this lifetime. Okay, wait, stop, focus. This is for Violet. So what does she need to know? Okay, this is the Cayman and the Poppy. There we go. And that's card number 20. Which is interesting when it shows up in Roman numerals. It's, XX, which is, to me, feels like balance. So we'll see what the card says. Dreams. Interesting. That's the meaning of this one. Exceptionally quiet and still, the caiman is an alligator-like reptile that spends much of its time in trance-like state, rousing only to snare its prey. Likewise, the poppy is closely associated with sleep. Since ancient times, the powerful sedative opium has been derived from its seeds. Together, the caiman and the poppy tell us about our dreams. Upright. A dream of yours is about to come true. Stay still, yet alert, like the caiman, and at the right moment, seize your opportunity with relish. However, yours came out actually upside down. So I'm going to read reverse for you. Your head is in the clouds. Instead of dwelling in fantasy, think about the practical steps you can take to achieve your wildest dreams. I'm going to challenge that in just a second. What have I dreamt about recently, and how can I make my dreams reality? So you know how you can make them your reality, and that's doing. The reason I challenge it is sometimes people think really broad when they're thinking of manifesting what they want. So they'll be like, I want to be rich. Well, what does rich mean to you? Or I want to be abundant. What does abundant look like to you? Does it look like, so think about the things, the more specific you can be, the easier it is to see it as a possibility. Whereas if you're just like, I'm abundant, it feels like kind of swimmy and existential and out there. Years later, they come true. Yeah. So that's that idea that we are, so you're clairvoyant. That's when you get information through your dreams, that's part of your clairvoyance. It doesn't have to be just seeing spirit out here, and it's precognition. And I have those a lot too. You're kind of dipping into other timelines in that, because there's nothing stopping you from being able to do that. You've been a little too much in my head recently, so get out of it. All right, ascending universal butterfly. You want the dragon path. What does ascending universal butterfly need for this week? Platinum. This is number 23. Was that you who asked about the purple rocks behind me? And then I happen to keep saying 23. So that might be something might mean something for you or resonate for you. I am the keeper of secrets. This incredible being is the guardian of the Atlantean temples. He connects to Saint Germain and is a historian and record keeper of all events during the Atlantean era. He can take you to and bestow upon you the magic encompassed in that time. His message, I am the keeper of secrets, which are as old as the universe itself. I am here to impart this ancient knowledge to you, for yourself and others. This wisdom has been hidden for eons and forgotten by many. Now is the time for those memories to resurface and for you to acquire ancient knowledge. Like many things, these secrets have been hidden in plain view. All you need to do is ask to be reconnected to them. During meditation, Platinum will show you what to learn and recall, bring you into full alignment with new chakra energy, and guide you through the chakra color system. He will make you aware of your healing potential and connect to your abilities deeply, enabling you to clear the lower vibrations from your physical and spiritual bodies, paving the way for you to become a truly awesome spiritual warrior. You have an Atlantean dragon. Look up Saint Germain and what you call upon him. I can't remember for him what he does. I used to know. So awful. He's the Chohan of the Violet of the Violet of her seventh ray, overseeing personal transformation, alchemy, and humanity's spiritual evolution. He aids in transmuting negative energy into positive, clearing trauma, and supporting you with twin flame connections. He's associated with the violet flame. The violet flame, he guides individuals in using the violet flame for cleansing the spirit, purifying negative thoughts, and accelerating spiritual growth. You're very welcome. Did anybody else want an Oracle deck reading? Are you guys good? Oh, wait. Cindy wants an enchanted map. You're very welcome. I'm glad that you resonated with it. This is for Cindy. What does Cindy need to know today? Listening, number 53. Also, Ganesh might be helpful for you. Ganesh is with opportunities just because he came up as a elephant, and that's like the first thing I thought about. And Ganesh is often associated with the elephant. An open heart will hear the message. Upright. I'm going to read both, but it did come in reversed, just so you know. I don't usually, but that's how I'm going to do it. I think there's a reason for it. When this card appears, you're being reminded that there is a time to speak and a time to be silent. Now is an occasion for listening. Pay attention not only to what is being spoken, but also to what is not being said at the moment, for the deeper message is not always obvious. Listening with your heart, not just your ears, and you'll find clarity. Receiving the listening card is a fortunate sign and ensures a greater understanding of your circumstances. Did come reverse, so I want you to listen to this part. Are you feeling that you're not being heard? That perhaps that I was like, as I was reading that, I was thinking about something else I wanted to share with you. So it kind of goes along with this. Are you feeling that you're not being heard, that perhaps your needs aren't valid, that your song will go unsung? Now is the time to bring your message to the world. Speak up. It's time for your voice to resound throughout your sphere of influence. This is a moment to say what you mean and ask for what you want. In the reversed position, listening has another meaning too. It also asks you if you're refusing to listen to someone else, preferring to hear what you want instead of what's being said. This is the time to get out of the denial. Reversed, this card always brings freedom if you heed its advice. One thing I noticed is that energetically, when I hear you say, because this is what I deserve, this is what I want, I feel like it's more of a, and I'm not saying you're a little kid, but when a little kid is like, it's mine, I deserve it, whatever. But you kind of wonder if they really believe that, right? It feels like I just encourage you to try and sit into something, and just like when there's a knowing of something, you don't feel like you have to fight for it. So it's like leaning into that, like maybe even saying it over and over and over and over again, to where it becomes like just a knowing rather than because I deserve someone to love me, right? I'm going to demand it, but rather like, just like, oh yeah, because that's like, duh, obvious, right? I don't know. Just something I notice energetically. And I never say like, no, you don't deserve it, because the truth is you do. But there needs to be a knowing, right? Where it's just so natural. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. So I think that's it for today. If everybody's gotten a card reading and they're satisfied or curious of past life, if you have time. I won't do a past life reading, but what do you have a question for? I have just a couple minutes. Because it's going to be really easy to get my kids out the door. It's so easy to get them out the door today. See, I stopped myself. You heard that, yeah. And I oftentimes don't point that stuff out because I don't want somebody to feel too vulnerable here or too seeing what I see in people. Like I do like hold back a lot I get on people, and not. I recognize that sometimes when you lean so heavily into your intuition, you have an unfair advantage, and so I try to be muggly. It's like if you are a professional athlete and you're really, really good at a sport, you don't just go slam on everybody around you just to be like, look how fucking good I am at this. Like it's like weird. So I don't want to like make people uncomfortable or so. But it's just something I've noticed and I think it would be helpful for you. Oh, you want a past life. There is a deck called Past Life. Sorry, I didn't connect to that. My apologies. I have time for that for sure. I thought you were saying you wanted to talk about past lives, and I was like, sure, let's do it. Totally fine. Sorry, Sherry. Okay, this is for Sherry. What does she need to know today? Farm. Those are pretty horses. Okay. My friend, so our girls on Friday had a Girl Scout meeting. There was a vet who came and talked about animals. She goes, I learned something new. And I was like, what's that? She goes, I didn't know that bunnies and horses can't throw up. I was like, yeah, they're crepuscular animals. Like they don't burp. They don't. And she's like, I didn't know that. I was like, yeah. So it's like, you really like, if they start to seem like they're not eating or something's wrong, it's like, you gotta be on it on quick. Okay. So let's look up farm. All right. Your past life on a farm is influencing the situation you're inquiring about. Perhaps you enjoyed a simple, happy life and you crave that simplicity once more. You may have enjoyed the warmth of an extended family during your farm life. Your angels may also be nudging you to become more self sustaining by growing your own foods as you did in the prior life. You most likely carried forward your green thumb ability to grow plants well. Also, this card may be asking you to reconnect with animals and nature. Which part of your past, wait, hang on, which where a part of your past life ability to read is lacking. Okay, which were a part, why do I want to say where every time? Which were a part of your past life time on a farm. Fuck, that was hard. Okay, if you had a past life accident involving farm equipment, this may carry forward to an unexplained injury in this life. You've also had relationships in that life where you were playing out that you're playing out in this one. Your body will tell you which situation fits. So notice any goosebumps, chills, or other physical reactions as you read this section. That's not going to happen because I'm reading it. What I have noticed, just observation of other people and then my own stuff, is past lives can show up like where it says like I have a big birthmark on the inside of my right calf that looks like, I think it looks like angel wings. But I asked somebody once, I'm like, what? And it was an injury from a lifetime where I was a man. There was a massive injury to my leg. Some people will have like certain marks on them or birthmarks and things that show up. Sometimes in lifetimes, you will have a similar injury to what happened in that lifetime, but it shows up a different way. It's interesting. Scars that will show up that would have been similar to whatever. Birthmarks are most common that will show up from if they come in at birth. Okie dokie. All right. I am going to say adieu. I will be here next weekend. You've got a birthmark on your tummy, right? So that might be an injury from that lifetime. I will be here next weekend. I will not have to rush off for ice skating. So we'll be able to be a little bit slower. And so I'll keep it at this time for next week. Thank you all for joining me, and have a fabulous week.